I move that the State-Owned Enterprises Amendment Bill and the Public Finance Mixed Ownership Model Amendment Bill be now read a third time. Mr. Speaker, these bills are part of the government's wider plan to control debt and to keep investing in our economy. This is about giving everyday New Zealanders a chance to own shares in these businesses, whether directly or through their super funds or their Kiwi savers or their other Crown financial institutions. Mr. Speaker, this government wants to be absolutely clear with New Zealanders. This is part of a wider plan to make sure that we protect and grow our economy in these difficult times. And when you don't have a government with that sort of commitment, you end up seeing what you're seeing on your television news, what New Zealanders are seeing on their television news, 6 o'clock bulletin after 6 o'clock bulletin. Countries that don't control their debt and don't invest in the future begin to lose control of their destiny. And this government will not put our country in that position.
I knew if we waited around here long enough, we would hear that if we don't do this, we'll end up like Greece or Spain or Italy. It is the classic, isn't it? You've got to look offshore and say, if we don't sell off our assets, we're going to be like Greece. What a lot of nonsense. It is still bad policy, and to liken New Zealand's situation to that of Spain and Greece, frankly, is an insult to New Zealand and an insult to the people who work so hard. So, Mr. Speaker, the Labor Party will be working hard out in the streets to get those 300,000 signatures, and as I say, they are queuing up to sign that petition, and we will bring that back to this House, and we will have a referendum on whether New Zealanders want this or not. And I can tell you now the way that the referendum is going to go, and it's not going to go well for the government. And it's going to go in 2013 or maybe even 2014. There's going to be a referendum on asset sales that will flow through to the election in 2014, Mr. Speaker, and the one after that, because New Zealanders do not want these assets to be sold. And if that is not a government out of touch, and if that is not a government as arrogantly dismissing the wishes and the desires of New Zealanders, I don't know what is. I don't know what is, Mr. Speaker, but I can tell you, and I can give you the commitment right now, that the Labor Party will be out there fighting every inch of the way to make sure that these assets are not sold. We will be out there, come rain, sunshine, out there to get those signatures to make sure that that referendum goes ahead, Mr. Speaker, and the New Zealanders get a real chance to have a say in the future of their country.
We have a long-term challenge around climate change, and we have a long-term solution in front of us in the form of these energy companies. This is one of New Zealand's great opportunities to take advantage of the growth in the global green economy, and this government does not seem able to see the reality that is facing them right in the face. They can't seem to listen to all the leading business people from Pure Advantage and numerous other groups who have spoken to them about the green economic opportunities that are available, of which these companies are some of the prime examples. And yet over and over, this government does not understand. It is trying to build an economy in the 19th century when we are in the 21st century. All they do is invest in carbon-intensive and fossil fuel-intensive companies. The transfer of wealth involved in this privatisation from the 99% to the 1% is a disgraceful transfer of wealth that the National Party, Peter Dunn and John Banks are forcing through this Parliament. Mr. Speaker, the fight is not finished. Every person who signs the petition is saying, I believe in the long-term future of New Zealand, and the Greens are with them.
And here we've got a group of people over here that wrap around them the national flag at election time and do their utmost for the next 365 years, triple by three, to sell the flag down the river. That's their legacy. Treachery and treason, and they can do and say what they like, but those are the facts. And I'll tell you what's going to happen. When the next election's over and the dust is settled, we are telling everybody, and I mean this, because New Zealand First is notorious for being tough negotiators. We will take it back at the price we paid. Laugh now and cry later. I've seen you. Oh, I've seen these members crying over cut glass to get to New Zealand First. Well, here comes part of the price. Get that clear now. We do not intend to vacate our responsibility to the New Zealand people just because some temporarily empowered there have decided that treason and treachery and betrayal will be their political mantra.
This is an important bill. It's not about the rhetoric on both sides. It's about doing the right thing for New Zealand in these difficult times. We are doing that. This is leadership. It is tough, but sometimes tough decisions are needed to be made in the best interests of your country.
The ayes are 61, the noes are 60. The motion is agreed to. A point of order, Andrew Williams.
Point of order, Mr Speaker. I'd like to draw your attention to Standing Order 141, personal vote following a party vote, where it says a personal vote may be held following a party vote if a member requests one and the Speaker considers that the decision on the party vote is so close that a personal vote may make a material difference to the result. Mr Speaker, I think this is so close, and this is a very, very significant bill before this House, and as a personal vote, I would request that this be taken, and I would seek the Speaker's ruling on this, that this become a personal vote on this matter.
Well, the answer is that this is a vote which has been carried by one, which has quite frequently been the case, and at no previous case in my experience in the House has a single vote where there has been clearly cast votes caused any reason for a personal vote to be taken, and so the point of order is overruled. Well, we're not going to address the same point of order, Mr Williams.
No, point of order, Mr Speaker.
Point of order.
We cannot be 100% sure that all votes... Order. The member will resume his seat. I've ruled on this matter. There is no reason for a personal vote. Call on Government Order of the Day number 3. Look, I have ruled on this matter. Yeah. Well, I would like to seek that the Speaker be...
Well, I am the Speaker for the purpose of this Parliament. If the member raises one more point of order, he will leave the chamber. So we now call on Government...